Say, what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to life, and I'm back like I'm on a parole violation. Yard down! Now, for those of y'all that's new to my page, in 1994, I got arrested. I was eventually sentenced to 16 years plus life, and I served 24 years straight in the California prison system, man. So I'm definitely qualified to talk a little about being locked up. Definitely qualified to talk a little about the life and happenings that goes on in the streets. And so today, let's hop right up into this video, man. Unfortunately, today's video was going to be about the passing of a rapper known as Julio Foolio. Now, Julio Foolio was a rapper out of Jacksonville, Florida. Very popular rapper. And he had an ongoing beef with another rapper from Jacksonville, Florida, by the name of Young and Ace, man. And unfortunately, he lost his life early this morning, right? And so for those who are not familiar with Julio Foolio, I'm gonna do another video a little later today when I can get to my computer and add some of his videos and some more in-depth footage and things like that, things of that nature, right? So let me just give you guys a brief description. I believe he had just turned 26, man, and so he's been having a ongoing beef with another rapper and other rappers from the same city that he's from, Jacksonville, Florida. Unfortunately, today's rap culture is very different. You know, the beef is real in a lot of these rap battles that's going back and forth. You know, between and so okay, so Julio Foolio is beefing with another rapper, and they have different factions going back and forth. And between these two factions, there has been several individuals, young men, who have lost their lives in the course of this ongoing feud. That's extremely sad. The part that's even sadder is, in this day and age, in this culture, when a person dies on an opposing side of the feud, you'll have the rappers and the other members from the other side make jokes about it. They'll go on Facebook, social media, they'll laugh, they'll clown, and even worse, they actually make videos and songs about it. Julio Foolio had an extremely popular song that was called When I See You. And basically what he was talking about is he was clowning basically Young and Ace, a rapper who he was beefing with, about a situation where Young and Ace was shot along with three of his friends, one of those dudes being his little brother, and he actually died. And so in this video, he has a pretty much like a poster of the three friends of Young and Ace who died in that shooting, right? And so this is the stuff that they do back and forth, right? That particular video on YouTube had, I believe, 45 million views. He also has another song that's called List of Dead Ops, and it has about 19 million views. And in that particular song, he's just rapping about all the enemies, all the dudes from the side that he's beefing with who have lost their life. And unfortunately, this is the culture that a lot of these youngsters are participating in today. So it seems like he was celebrating his birthday. Actually, his birthday wasn't today, I believe. His birthday, I believe, was Friday from the reports that I've seen. But he had been having an ongoing situation. He had recently been shot in the foot, and to my understanding, had his whole foot blown open, a big old hole in his foot. You know, he had been shot at several times, so he was no stranger to this type of lifestyle and the going-ons and the happenings of this lifestyle. Unfortunately, one bad habit that he had, and it seemed like he couldn't get past, is when he would have these parties or he'd have these outings, he had a bad habit of posting what he was doing on social media. Now, of course, you know, this is an easy opportunity for the people that he's feuding with to become aware of where he's at. I seen some video that he had posted earlier, and I believe they was at Airbnb, and they had got kicked out of the Airbnb, and so they had ended up moving on to a Holiday Inn. I seen him saying where, you know, talking about that basically if you don't have the address to where I'm going, DM me and I'll give you the address, right? So Later on, it's a video of him with a lot of people. They're in a room having a toast or whatever. There's several people in there, right? I also seen in an interview that he had did with a guy by the name of DJU. He went on to say that later on he had he had a bunch of friends around him or whatever, his clique, his homies. He later on found out that one of his homies in his clique was the cousin of somebody that he was beefing with. And a lot of times situations like that will happen when you have large entourages, or when, because a lot of times too with a lot of these famous rappers now, unfortunately, sometimes people put out basically hits on other people's heads. They put out reward money for killing one of these dudes that they're beefing with. And a lot of times, it may only be 5,000, it may be 10,000, but for a person who is down on his luck, just giving up the information or the location on an individual that somebody may be trying to kill, $5,000 or $10,000 may seem like a lot of money. And so he was saying himself that he realized that somebody that he had around him was the cousin of a person that he was beefing with. So I don't know, and I'm not saying, of course, I'm not saying that is what happened in this situation. I'm not even saying that the shooting and his murder was a situation where he was killed by somebody who he was beefing with, but it seems, to be honest, it seems very, very likely, because this is what these dudes did, right? I've already seen individuals who he was beefing with or who opposed him or whatever. They're already on social media clowning, making jokes about his death, and I just don't see how these youngsters who are out here doing these type of things, they don't see that this just leads to more, more killings. I don't understand how they can see people, dissing the dead, making jokes about them, and then maybe 2-3 months later, if that long, maybe 6 months later, they end up dead. And I don't see how it doesn't, that right there, seeing what they was doing and seeing them later on wound up dead, I don't see how that does not kind of like set off something in their mind, like, what, maybe being disrespectful to the dead isn't something that I should be doing. And I don't necessarily believe that it's karma in a sense, right? I believe that when you are living that particular type of lifestyle, and of course, if you are disrespecting people on social media, it's not as much karma as it's other people are seeing you do it. And then of course, there's always going to be loved ones of people who lose their life, and they want to seek some form of retaliation or get some form of justification. And so you are giving people access to you. You are giving people an idea of what you look like, and to me, it's just not a good idea, right? One of the people that Foolio used to diss was a guy by the name of 23, and a lot of people are saying it's ironic that Foolio ended up losing his life on the 23rd. And so yeah, it's just, to me, it's crazy how a lot of these youngsters don't value their lives. One thing that I also found a little I guess I'll say a little a little mind-boggling is I seen where I seen social media posting videos of a girl who they say is the girlfriend of Julio, and she's screaming and saying, I hate y'all, why y'all kill him. And it's it seemed like to me it should be obvious to her why he lost his life, engaging in this type of reckless and extremely dangerous behavior. Of course, when people lose their life and a person is on there clowning them, taunting them, once again, like I said, you're gonna have people who feel extremely hurt, and they're looking for revenge, and honestly, it baffles me sometimes why women will even choose individuals like this when they know they are in this dangerous type of lifestyle, and then, like I said again, it's kind of mind-boggling when, if unfortunately a person like that does lose his life, you'll have the girlfriend, friends, sometimes even parents asking, I don't know why this happened and stuff like that, when it's clear why that these things happen, because of this type of lifestyle that these dudes engage in. it's a very, very, very unfortunate situation. You know, um, not only are people losing their lives. You know what I was gonna say. Not only are rappers losing their lives, but that's secondary to um, just people losing their lives. Period. You know, a person doesn't have to be a murdered rapper to be important, and so it's unfortunate, man, that this is the type of atmosphere these dudes often will put themselves in, man. And so, anyway, like I said, later on today, I'm gonna give you guys who some of my viewers who may not know exactly who Julio Foolio is or was. I'm gonna give you a more in depth because it's extremely, you know, it's a lot. When I say it's a lot, it's a whole lot going on up in there that kind of needs to be understood, kind of needs to be broken down, and it's definitely intriguing, but it's also extremely sad at the same time. You know, just all this stuff is going on, and to the length that some of these rappers will go through to diss their, you know, their dead ops, make fun of them, and you know, it just all this stuff seems like it just goes full circle. Eventually, it comes back to haunt them. So anyway, man, unfortunately, you know, Julio Foolio has lost his life, man. Prayers and condolences, of course, to his family, friends, and loved ones. I'll be back later on, like I say, for those who may watch my show and who may not know exactly who Julio Foolio is. I'm gonna give you guys a good breakdown. Anyway, man, you already know what it is. It's your boy 16 to life. Resume normal program.